Good afternoon. I am happy to see you guys again. And since I'm talking to someone that's joined us for the first time, my name is Ann King. And as I pointed out, I have been a jewelry instructor for Darnell probably about at least 10 years, since 2007. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 2007. I retired in 2007. So then 3 months later, I needed something to do. But anyhow, I have always loved arts and crafts. So this is like one of the big byproducts of me being able to focus on it 100% all the time. I eat, dream, sleep it. But I do a lot of other things as well. So, but once again, I welcome you. And for those of you I haven't seen earlier today, because there's a morning class, my wow for this week is, and my WOW means word of the week. My wow for this week is the word exercise. And as I shared with the morning class, usually I find a word based off of something that I'm doing, or look, it's like the holy light hits me and the word comes to me. My word came to me this time because I decided to try and ride again. My exercise bike, I have an elliptical bike, you push, pull, and pedal all at the same time. And as I shared with them, normally my bike is full of my blouse hanging on it, books sitting on the seat or something like that. So I looked at the bike and I said, oh, I'm going to ride my bike today. And since I haven't done it for a long while, Buffy always told me, don't set objectives to do something that's going to make it very difficult for you and you'll get frustrated quickly. So her point was, when you start riding your bike, set a time interval, but don't make it so outlandish. Like, don't try to do 15 minutes if you're just getting started. Work into it. So I worked into my glorious 2 minutes. And look, I was happy because I took a can of lemon pledge off the seat, and I was cleaning something. I left it on the seat, and I took my blouse off, and I was able to do that. But in the process of doing so, I know we focus on always exercising our bodies, which is extremely, extremely important. But it's also important to exercise our mind, our mental self.
Yes.
They go hand in hand, and I guess because the focus is always on exercising our body. But I realized that if we don't do something to keep our mind moving forward. So while I'm riding my bike, my moving forward was, and you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And I made it for 2 minutes. But on the flip side of that, honestly, there's some things that I listed as far as exercising the mind. And we need to learn to be more patient, because it definitely de-stresses the body. We need to learn how to declutter our minds, because most of us are guilty of thinking about this, that. It's kind of like, oh, I need to cook. What am I going to do? And it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So why not worry about it, or be concerned about it? Not worry, concerned about it later during the day, particularly if you aren't doing it now. So there's so many little things that we do that bring undue concern to us. So this is why I'm saying that we need to do other things to exercise our minds, whether it's playing games. And communication is a big factor in removing some of the negative things we think about, because I'm not emphasizing that you need to take all your burdens to someone else, but sometimes just being able to talk, it helps a lot. If you are alone, reaching out, and I constantly say to people, it's fine to accept someone reaching out to you, but be a giver and reach out to somebody else sometimes. So that's my word, and I'm sticking to it.
It's a good word.
Good word. Okay. Any questions, comments, thoughts? We're all good?
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to give you that free speech. Okay. And along those lines, a couple of things I want to remind you guys of. First question is, did all of you receive the updated virtual class schedule? That was, I think it was sent out on Monday. There's a new schedule out now.
I did.
I guess I wouldn't have.
Okay.
Never do get it.
I'm sorry, Nancy.
I said I never gets it.
Right.
I
Okay,
get
I
it from
sent
you.
the
I get it from you, but you know.
right now. I sent the schedule to Annie and Mary this morning, so you didn't receive it. Or perhaps you weren't in the class when I asked that question.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens, Angela, is that Fulton County distributes a calendar that lists all the classes and the links for those classes, so that makes it easy to access them. So that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I guess I do have that. My program manager sent that to me.
Okay, all right, got it.
Yes.
Great. All right, got you. Thank you. So Nancy, you're still in need of the schedule.
Right.
Okay, and
Thank
everyone else is good. Ellen, you're fine?
I have it.
Okay, thank you. So let me make sure that I get it out to Nancy. Okay, ladies. And my next and last announcement is, did everyone receive notification regarding the partnership and the farmers market at Fulton County?
I did receive it.
You did, Annie?
I did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Julia,
Yes.
you got it. Ellen,
Yes.
you did or did not?
I got a call yesterday.
You got a call about it? So you know you need to register for this, right? And it has to be done by Friday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
They were supposed to be sending out an email as well.
Okay, I don't know, but let me do this. Whatever center you're registered at, and Ellen, I'm assuming Darnell is your facility. Let me give you the contact number and the phone number, because you need to make certain that you do this by Friday.
Okay.
So if you go to Darnell, your contact is Erica. And she's at 404-314-9596.
Thank you.
You good? Anyone else need the contact, or we're all good?
We're good.
All right. I tried to take care of you. Okay, took care of that. Okay, we're good. I think those are all the memos that I have at this time. Now, so last week's class, and my question is, did I send you guys a pattern for the princess? I think, no, crystal earrings. Didn't I send that?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm gonna pull that up and then I'll ask my question, okay? So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna go in and we're gonna do show and tell now, and then I'll get back to the questions. So bear with me for a moment and let me do this. Okay. Didn't I send, is this the pattern I sent out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, now, here's the thing about this pattern, and thus far, no one has noticed this except one person. This is, even though I pulled this pattern, I went through and researched it, this pattern is not complete because it only addresses,
The last part.
right, exact drop, just the
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Sandra came back and asked me about it. And I went out researching this. Yeah, it's only the bottom component, which is the weirdest thing. And I went back and looking and went back to the site and all since I downloaded this pattern. But I can't find anything that addresses the top part of this earring. So did you notice that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I noticed it, and I intended to go find an earring or something that I could stick that on, but I never took time to do it. So, but yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah, it took. Mhm.
Well, I was still waiting for the email or something like that to say, hey. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sandra sent it to me on Friday and I went out looking for it and went back to this location where I pulled this from. And even though it's weird, it says it's 3 pages in total, which it is, but it's
Uh-huh.
only the drop part.
Right.
So when I went back and I looked at the title, it says Crystal Earring Drop. And that's all it really dropped. And it honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. So because if you're making an earring, most of us already know how to make a drop or add our attachment to it. So I'm truly trying to understand what this is about. Did
Now,
you get it, Annie?
that's not the one that I have. I have from you the princess earrings, but it's total. It's different from that.
Is it?
I have a different one,
Mm.
and it came from you.
Oh, I'm sure because I have loads of patterns and things like that. So
Yeah,
what's the name on the one that you have?
Princess Earrings by Robin Smith.
Oh, Princess, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, see, this one is crystal, but I do remember the princess earring pattern.
Now
I
I don't
just don't
have.
understand this. So, well, the reason in particular you may not have this because I think I thought I introduced it last Wednesday as well as Friday. I thought I did because I went out on Friday because Sandra got it. She's the one that contacted me about it. So this is one of those moments. I'm still working on it. So if you guys tie 2 and 2 together, make sure you let me know because I still don't understand this. I really
I
don't.
thought
And
we
even
have
in the
it.
supplies, it only talks about the supplies for the drop.
Yeah, and I look back and I thought we had an earring that would fit that drop, but
Well, that's what
it
Sandra
doesn't.
said to me, that she thought it was something else I had distributed that was tied back to this. If so, I don't remember because I probably have about 40 or 50 downloads of PDFs on stuff like this. But I'm still working all across the T's on this. Please let me know because I don't understand why they would just do the drop, but they have it on the special style of earring. So that's what's different. So I am confused, but I am working on it. Okay?
Okay.
It's pretty,
Yeah, it is.
very pretty.
But all of my upper beaters and weavers, like Ellen and Nancy and Annie and all of them, they can figure out the top part of it. I have faith in them. So I wanted to make you aware of that with this pattern. Now, in regards to class, last week, I gave you all the pattern for the wave bracelet, correct?
Yes.
Nancy, did you get that?
The weight bracelet.
Yes, that was the Tila.
Oh, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I keep asking because remember I have 3 classes, so trying to remember who's got what and you're slightly on the same path, but because the Friday class is at a different level and what they do is beadwork all the time. I try to kind of stay in sync what I can. But but nevertheless,
15.
following that, Miss Julia, who is turning herself into this master beater, was the first to send me her completed piece. So I'm going to open that up and let you see the work she's done because I think you've done an excellent job, really. These are 2 bracelets.
All right, all right. All
That's
right,
really
Julia.
pretty.
All right.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, and I intended
That's
to
beautiful.
only do the curvy one
Yeah.
and the earring. That's what I was gonna do. But when I saw the earring was just that part, I just decided to go ahead and do the other one.
You already
too.
had Tyler
Really
B.
pretty.
I'm looking
I
at the blue
already had
beads.
those for the orange one, but not the blue. I did
Yeah.
go get those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the blue is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They're both pretty.
Did this pattern, I did it in, my beads are like a peachy orange. Everybody knows orange is my favorite, one of my favorite. I originally did it in a peachy orange color, but it looks so great. You did a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. It was fun. It was fascinating working with all those little seed beads. I'm fascinated that I can actually work with those things.
What do you
But,
use, size 11s?
Yes, those
Okay.
were the 11s.
Okay, okay. But I love that. I
Thank
love
you.
the blue because of the way the beads are. It gave it a different twist because you're using a smaller size bead. So that's
Yes.
what changed the curvature in here a lot. Because these beads, what I'm talking about, are these beads are smaller. These
Mhm.
11 seed beads.
Yeah.
And see how it gives it a dainty effect when you do that.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things I constantly talk about. Two people can be doing the same pattern, but the choice of supplies and material you use can change it totally from one thing to something else. But you did great.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we have Miss Nancy.
Oh,
You want to tell them
wow,
about your piece,
Nancy.
Nancy?
that's beautiful.
So,
That's beautiful.
Nancy, do you remember the bead type that you're using in this?
The beads,
Uh-huh.
the ginkgo beads,
Okay.
and seed beads, and the round duo beads.
Oh, these are the round duos?
In the middle, uh-huh.
I've
And
not worked with them before, not the round ones. I've done the cabochon, but I've not
and the
done the round ones.
and the ginkgo is those like triangles.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because they
Uh-huh.
kind of look like a ginkgo leaf to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you call them?
Ginkgo
What do you
leaf.
call those?
Ginkgo beads.
Ginkgo.
Uh-huh.
You ever seen a
Ginko.
ginkgo tree with the ginkgo leaves? They got very pointy at the top, and then they kind of flare out like a fan. There
That's very
is,
nice.
yeah, it's beautiful. Unless they
Oh.
cut it down, there was a big ginkgo tree right in the front of Darnell building.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And those are 15 beads. I hate those beads. I just say I hate them, but they're so small, and
Yeah.
my eyes is just so. Oh,
So these are your 15?
15. 15 old. Mm-hmm.
Well, I am working, Julia, I'm still working on this. I'm working that the garden pattern that Julia did
Yes,
last
I'm right
week.
here.
And let me see if I can find it.
I'm on that Zoom.
Because, all right, Julia, if you see it before me, let me know. I'm looking for the one that you did a week ago.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think you might have passed. Let me see.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on this piece. The thing is, this one called for size 15s, 11s also.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out using 15s. And it's the first time I felt that I had been challenged by the size 15. So what I ended up doing is when I took the 15s and I converted them to 11. And then I kept the size 11. So I have two sizes 11. And when they call for 15, I have a bead that has a different color. So I took the pattern and when I wrote it out, I changed it so my 15 was an 11. So whenever I came to a place in it that asked for a 15, I used that 11. And there was, in this particular bead that's in the center, I changed this also to a different bead shape. So whenever I change a bead, if you're working with a detailed pattern, what I do is I write it in the description so that I know when I need to change the bead. Because I took this particular bead and I used a pearl for that. So it's little things like that when you alter the pattern, because if you don't try to write it into the legend for the piece, you'll end up picking up an incorrect bead and remove everything else other than those beads that you're working on. Because otherwise, sometimes you see a person end up with an odd bead in a piece. It's because they picked up something else when they're doing a replacement. But back to your point, Nancy, it was the first time the size 15s were really annoying to me.
That's why I married the beading class on Friday. Oh.
But then the other thing is, if you're 15s, it's better to go to like a size 11 or 12 needle, so that it works. Otherwise, if you're using a 10 and you have to make multiple passes through that bead, you're probably going to fill the bead up quicker, the whole of that bead, as well as the problems you're going to have pulling the needle through. And you know, if you yank on a beading needle too hard, it's going to snap on you.
Right.
So that's just something from a safety factor you want to look at. Okay.
What brand of seed bead do you use? I know all seed beads are not alike.
Good question. Well, when I'm doing work like a square stitch or brick stitch, I like my Yukis because they're precision cut beads. But you know, most of the beads are more tubular than they are round. I will go for, I use a lot of check beads because, and anytime you're ordering them, they should tell you whether that's an A bead or a B bead or something like that from quality standpoint. But pretty much anything I'm doing like peyote or whatever that requires, let me get back out of here, that requires that you have stacking so you don't have any gaps in between them. I like to use the precision cut beads.
Okay, good.
Okay. Because that stacking leaves those gaps, and if you have a gap, that means that when you hold it up, you can see that hole. Now, if I'm doing something that's like a spiral type concept where they're all like mixed together and you can't really see, then I don't care. Sometimes that's when I use what I call my wonky beads, because they're all twirled together anyway, and really you're not going to notice that as much.
Okay.
Ellen, what other beads do you use? I know you do a lot of weaving.
I use treasures and
I'm sorry, what?
treasures.
Treasures?
Treasures.
Oh yeah, the Toho. I forgot about those. Yeah, that's another precision bead. They're good too. I forgot about Tohos. They're TOHO.
Geico.
There are some beads when you get into the 2-hole beads that it is its size, and it's supposed to be standard. Like even Tila beads, they should be one size, that you don't have to worry about A or B. But now they have half Tilers too, and they're half the size of the regular. But even when you get into your super duos, they're supposed to be one size. But I think I shared with you guys the piece that I made, and I bought some of my super duos from Walmart. I apologize, Hobby Lobby, rather than getting them. Normally I would order them again for the bead shows, and it was a big difference in the piece that I made. I think I showed you guys that bracelet that was done. And when I did that, then I realized that all of my beads, even though they were saying super duos, were not the same. So I was, needless to say, somewhat bothered by that as well. That's just, something for you to think about. Any questions thus far? We're good.
And I'm going to leave y'all. I'm going to
Okay.
be looking for a beginner's class from you.
Okay, I do beginners on Wednesdays at 10:30.
Okay. All right.
So I'll
Well,
look for it.
I've enjoyed meeting everybody.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So nevertheless, so that's, something for you to think about at the same time. It's just, I sometimes get bothered, if you purchasing or going for a certain thing, and then you don't get the quality. And that's something I noticed even the last couple of times going to the bead show, that there are little things that are done that's really a bother, like a strand of beads being cut in half rather than being the 16 inches long is 8, but you're paying the price for the 8 that you would have paid for the 16. Always getting, as I said, the quality of the bead, even though you think you may be getting the A quality, and you find out that it's not. I knew there was a circumstance with somebody buying some crystals from a craft store. I'm not going to name them online. But what happened is, crystals are like everything else. They was wondering why the crystals didn't have the shine to them, because crystals are sold and they're graded. And this particular package they showed me, and the package said it was an A crystal, but it really wasn't. It didn't have any shine at all. But the price that was on there, I assure you, that was the price that should have been paid for an A-grade crystal. So I'm always telling people, when you buy things like that, look on the back to see what it says, because there's a lot of, I'm gonna call it false, misleading information that's printed on this packet sometimes. And if you're paying for something, you should be getting the quality. And it doesn't show until you get into making something and you don't see that luster that a grade crystal should have. It definitely makes a difference in how you view in your piece. Okay. Anyone else with comments? Okay. So what I did this morning, Ellen and Julie, since you guys weren't there, I was talking to them about the lava jewelry,
Oh,
which is something you may be familiar with, but I just came across this article from Fire Mountain because they had a special on the lava jewelry that I found pretty interesting, because I didn't realize with that particular, the lava rock pieces, that you could, those pieces could be scented with oils. Did you know that,
yes.
Julia?
I think I had some an
Oh, really?
article or something about that. Yeah.
I love the way you all share stuff with your teacher.
Well, I just assumed
I
people
figured my
already
teacher
know
knew
these
that.
things. I
Well,
thought it was a
you
common
look,
thing.
you just assumed incorrectly, my dear.
I know. I made it out of me.
Did you know it?
No, I just
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm the last to know. Annie had on her earrings this morning. But I was fascinated when I read that. I go, wow, that's pretty cool. And stuff like that.
I thought it was too. Yeah.
Oh, you see what I mean?
The only thing is, you've got to be careful what kind of essential oil you put on it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm certain. Well, it appealed to me because, because of course I make, well, you guys know I make my own soaps and stuff like that. So I'm always using the oils and the essential oils. And you're right about being careful with that, because when you're dealing with the EO oil versus an FO, and EO is the pure stuff directly from the plant that produces that. And FO oil is a man-made oil, a fragrance oil. It's scented, but it doesn't have the toxic capabilities that an EO oil does. So if you're using a true EO oil, you have to be very, very careful about how much you're using. And in particular, if it's on something that may rest on your skin directly,
Diluted.
you have to be careful about that. But I'm still all right, because lavender is still it for me. But I'm always, because I use it a lot in the soap products, because even bathing with it is very soothing and stuff like that. But I do plan to try me a lava piece, because in my goodness, I'm not gonna let you all have anything that I haven't tried. No, I mean, I think that's pretty neat. And I said, if it's a great marketing thing, you know what I mean? And when you think about people that practice yoga a lot and things like that, that concept of being able to wear your therapy with you, I mean, how great is that? I mean, it's good. It's great. I think it's a neat thing to have, like a charm piece or something that's scented, that a person see here, this marketing thing I'm giving you guys here. Just think about it. It is. I mean, if I were doing shows again, that would be one of the unique things I would have as far as therapy stuff, particularly since yoga and other things like that is such a big deal. It really is. So those are my words, and I'm sticking to them. Now, before we run into time thing, let me tell you about your project here. And I apologize, I was checking to make sure Gwen got my message. The project that I introduced is, I think, a unique thing. And what I'm asking is, and I'm asking this of all of my classes, is that I want you to find your design. I have been sending out all of these patterns, regardless of whether it's something you're working now or later. What I'm trying to do is, I always say that we all have a signature on everything that we do. And that signature definitely comes through on a lot of people that are artistic. I mean, they all have something that they do, even if it's the way that they sign something, or things they add to their paintings, or just whatever. So in the process of doing this, I'm asking you to find your design, create that, get your photo to me, because what I want to do with class is I want to allow you to show that piece with no name on it and see if the rest of the class can guess who made that piece. Because I want to see what your signature is. And then if you, well, I was about to say, but it shouldn't get revealed before. I was about to say if you wanted to use the same piece.
Yeah, I just resent it while we were on, so hopefully you received it. And
Okay, all right. Well, my goodness, it's Jackie Lattimore. Try to get her to unmute. So, now, getting back while she's trying to get her speakers going. So this is what I want us to do.
Hi.
And I think, hi, Jackie. It's good to see you. Hi, I haven't seen you for the first part of the year.
God, no, I had a time getting on here. I've had a hard time with this computer.
All right, well, no matter, you're here. But so this is the assignment that I want us to work on. I think it'd be something fun to do, and you'll find out whether or not you have a unique style.
So what if you don't have one, which I don't?
Yes, you do.
No,
I think you don't, but you do.
just look around.
I'm not asking you to, and see, you're going directly for what I'm trying to say. You think that you have to go out and find something different if you do, but your work that you already do represents your style already.
Okay.
Really. What do you think, Ellen?
Could be a choice of beads, choice of colors.
Yeah.
That is uniquely you.
Okay.
Because let me tell you what's interesting is when Nancy sent me that pendant piece about a month ago, I think it was. First thing she said is, when I made this, I saw the colors in it, and I knew I know those are your colors. And she was absolutely right. She had all the orange, the copper colors. You remember that, Nancy?
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows. I mean, it was, and I sent a message back and said, you absolutely right. So there are certain colors that if people have been around know that when I make something somewhere, it always, even though I try hard not to do the same colors all the time, I always end up
You
using.
find one
Yeah.
post.
Well,
I do.
I give up trying.
And the truth of it is, somewhere in there's always going to be orange, because when I'm wearing something that's with orange, I really feel happy, but I feel lucky. I don't know. I just like the earth tone colors. I just do. Let me show you this. Let's see. Hoping I can find this. Oh, Nancy, I'm glad I came here. Look, because I missed something of yours. Do this. I was trying to find. I think I need to go back and reorganize this by names. I was trying to find this piece I wanted you to see with the color tones. Oh, well, I'll show this in the meantime. This is the piece Nancy made here, and it has all the colors in it that I really, really like. But I thought when I opened up my envelope and it was there, first thing I said, oh, my colors. But and it's a beautiful piece. It really truly
is nice.
it represents me. So that of course is her knowing what I'm about as a person. So that became part of my style. Is what I'm sharing with you guys. And Nancy, I do apologize for this because I need to go back. The piece that you sent me, I can't remember if that was from last week's class, because you just sent this one piece in for today. Is that right, Nancy?
Yes, uh-huh.
All right, so I'm in sync with you. I thought I may have missed something that you did. Okay, so I apologize, but anyway, I want you to know this is what I'm asking you to focus on. So all I'm saying to you, Julie, is you don't have to go out and find something and try to do something to it, establish the style. Just make something to show something you've already done. That's fine. And I'm saying try to make it something that wasn't done recently, because otherwise we'll guess because they'll remember from a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Yes, no,
Yes, I got it.
okay. Anyone else? Mary, you might have to try to step out and add something uniquely different, because you know they're going to be looking at the wire thing.
I think she's
Unmute
muted.
yourself. Yeah, I just sent her a message asking her to unmute. So, all right, Miss Jackie, since you are here, and it's been such a while since I've seen you, so are you still working on your jewelry crafting, or exactly where are you?
Yes, I am. I've been making my own beads. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've been making my own beads, and I'm making my polymer clay. I've gotten hooked on that. Making my medallion and my beads out of polymer clay.
And I noticed you using your wire wrapping for Mill's capability there. I remember. Weren't you taking the classes over there?
Yeah, I've been working.
That looks good.
Mm-hmm. And these beads, this one I made out of paper and polymer clay.
Okay.
I made my beads out of polymer clay. And I said, I'm going to try mixing them with paper. And Yeah.
Okay,
hmm So
very good.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that at least keeps you busy, but I'm glad you're working on it. You see that, Nancy? Didn't you work with Jacqueline on clay before? Okay, I was trying to remember. All right,
Yeah,
so
and I
you're
really
hooked on the
enjoy
clay.
it.
Oh, okay. All right, excellent. So you're baking and doing all of your things at home, correctly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad to see that you're moving forward with those things.
Yeah, I really thank you, Nancy. I really enjoy working with the clay. I've made some pretty beads.
That's good. Well, particularly at this time because you're not able to do pottery or anything.
Yeah, I'm doing pottery. I just made a pineapple, a pottery pineapple. You
Are
said
you?
pottery, right? What did you
Yes,
say?
you were doing the hand building clay with Kim.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So you're still able to do that?
Yes.
Oh, excellent, excellent. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay,
I
I
just
got it.
turned in to her a pineapple, a
Oh,
pot
okay,
made of clay. Yeah.
okay, all right, good. So she's firing and everything for you?
Yes, she's firing it for me.
Okay, good. I apologize. I was just trying to catch up because Jackie used to be in the jury. She was in everything that's going on. And I think it's good. I mean, I'm always happy to hear, how they're still trying to maintain so many of the classes and things that we used to do. So that's absolutely wonderful. So we're good. So are there any questions or comments or anything we're unclear about or what I'm trying to do for our next session? We're good?
So
Ooh.
what are you doing?
No, they are making things and sending them to me so that we can try to identify the person's signature is what I call it, art signature, their style. So we all good?
Yeah.
Ah, y'all are so quiet. Okay. Well, you guys all have the email address. You know how to get things to me. Regardless, if you have any questions, send those things to me. Nancy, I will email you a current schedule. And so that part is taken care of. And, just keep me posted on where you are if you come across something where you have a question about it. And remember, it's all right to share with the teacher too if you find something. Look, my eyes can only see so far. My ears can only hear so much. So I depend on you all to fill in the gaps. Okay? So on that note, it is the end of this session. It's been a good thing. Mary, you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, okay. Well, whatever you need to. But I just want to wish you all a blessed day, the remainder of the day, the week. Be careful. And I am here whenever you need me. So feel free to reach out at any time and hope to see you all next week.
All righty.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.